Welcome to our People for Cats show. I'm going to call this show Kittens, Kittens. We have just so many kittens. It's that time of year, and if you see any kittens in your yard, please call People for Cats hotline and let us know that you have some kittens there. It is very important to call our hotline so we can go over and get these kitties before they get too old. Once we get the kitties, then we will bring them back to People for Cats and they'll go into foster homes. Also, if you see where the kittens are located with their mamas, please stay away from that location, because Mama is very smart and she will move the kittens. Last year we got calls, there were kittens in somebody's yard. We arrived there, no kittens. Mama Kitty is very, very smart. So please, step one, call People for Cats, and then stay away from the location where Mama is taking care of those kittens. Now I'd like to introduce you to Roz Goldstein. She is in charge of adoptions for People for Cats, and when we get that call for kittens, she takes over and finds foster homes for them. Hi, Roz.
Hi, Ann.
How you doing?
Very busy.
Very busy. This is been unusually busy. Early?
It's been, well, I wouldn't say it's early. We're right on time as far as kitten season goes, but we've had an influx of 12 kittens over the last week and a half.
And this is April 20th?
21st.
21st?
Yeah. So yeah,
busy.
we're raining kittens.
And you have some information you can share with people who are watching today?
Right now we have very, very young kittens. We have kittens under the age of 4 weeks. They all need to go into foster care. We do have one mom, two litters with moms, and that's certainly the best place for the kittens to be with their mothers. So, and as Ann said, they're very smart moms. They're really very protective of their kittens. So if we can get the moms and with the kittens, that's always the best thing. We do have milk products for kittens and for those kittens that are orphaned or that we can't find the moms. Last year we had 138 kittens adopted out. And so far we have, as I said, we have 12 kittens available, and one of us has already been adopted out. We do some education with the foster people and with our adopters on kitten development, and we do sex them. It's very hard at the beginning, but by the time they're about 2 weeks old, we can tell the males from the females very well. Any kitten under 4 weeks must be bottle fed, and you can see the bottles are very tiny, so they don't take a whole lot of milk to feed them. But they need to be fed very frequently, every 2 hours, just like human babies. So we need to feed them through the night, so we have some very dedicated foster people to do this.
You also have to stimulate the kittens?
And yeah, not only do you bottle feed them every 2 hours, but what Mom Cat does is she licks their bottoms to get them to go to the bathroom. And of course we don't do that, but we do. You usually use a little wet cloth or something similar, paper towel, to stimulate their bottoms and get them to go to the bathroom. When they're about 3.5 weeks old, they start to go on their own, and by the time they're 4 weeks, they have their teeth in. Their baby teeth are coming in, and their claws start to retract, which they don't until they're about 4 weeks old. Most people don't know that, and they can start to go on some kind of soupy, soft kitten food, and usually from that point till 6 weeks, they develop pretty rapidly. They don't walk at the beginning, but they do paddle around. They're on their bellies. By the time they're 2 weeks old, they're starting to stand. Very wobbly. They look like little weebles, if people remember what weebles look like. By the time they're 4 weeks old, they're starting to run. So they follow a similar course to babies. Human babies, but much faster, so that's nice. By the time they're 4 weeks old, They're using the litter box, they're starting to use a litter box. They spend 2 weeks, a very messy period, between 4 and 6 weeks, and after that they're very clean and neat. By the time they are 3 months old, they have all the skills and all the balance and everything they need to become adult cats. Though they're still much more active. So if you do decide to adopt a kitten, remember, you're taking home a child, and you must child-proof your home, and not leave that baby home alone for very long by itself. That's how kittens get into trouble. They get bored.
And how old are they when they can be adopted, Roz?
They're about 8 weeks old when we start adopting them out. They have their first shots. They can't get a rabies shot until they're at least 12 weeks old. But they have what we call a feline distemper, which is a combination of different respiratory viruses to prevent infection. And when you take home an 8-week-old kitten, you're taking home a toddler. It's like you're taking home a 3-year-old. So you need to remember that. You're taking home a little baby and introducing them into your home.
So when people see an ad in the newspaper saying free kittens, they're really not free.
They're really not free because you still need to get them vaccinated. They should be checked for feline leukemia, which is not a very common disease, but it does kill kittens. So you want to make sure that they are tested. They need decent food, good quality kitten food. Doesn't have to be the most expensive brand, but they should be fed kitten food to grow, because they're growing very rapidly. You can see they go from 3.5 ounces at birth to 3 pounds at 12 months. So they're growing very rapidly, and they need that to be fed frequently. Even when they start to eat dry and wet food from a bowl, they still need to be fed about 3 to 4 times a day when they're that little.
So our adoption fee then covers that initial exam with the vet, and the shots, and if they need deworming or...
Right, and at 8 weeks old, they all get dewormed. They get dewormed several times at 4 weeks, 10 days later, and 10 days after that. All kittens, we assume all kittens carry worms. They get them from mom. They get them from fleas, and it's very important to make sure that if you have a cat at home, they're flea-free. So make sure that you do give them flea medication. The babies need to get special flea medication for their size or bathed, because what you give an adult cat can kill a kitten, so you need to be very cautious about that. But fleas can kill a kitten. They suck the blood actually out of the kitten, and the kitten can die of anemia. So even though you may not think that fleas are that important to a kitten, any little thing like that is a big deal. And they're too young at 8 weeks to be neutered. They need to be a certain size. Usually, most vets will say 5 pounds, which is usually about 5 months. It's considered a pound a month, up until they're about 8 months old. It's their usual weight gain to be able to go through anesthesia, to get spayed or neutered. So.
Thank you very much, Roz. That's a terrific summary about kittens. It's just not that simple. They're tiny, but it's a lot of work to get, so we can adopt a very healthy kitty from us.
And we want to make sure they're well socialized too.
Very
That's
socialized.
important.
Yeah.
They need a lot of attention, and they need to learn good cat manners too.
That's right. So they're healthy and they're
healthy and social.
And Roz has some kittens and a mama kitty to show us, so let's go back to the room and take a look at those little kittens.
These kittens are only 3 days old. They came to us at birth with mama, so they're nursing and doing well.
All right, let's go take a look.
Hi, here we are with mama cat Chloe and her 4 babies. This is Clancy. And Clancy is 3 days old. He was born last Wednesday. As you can see, his eyes are still closed. but he's got a set of nice healthy kitten lungs. He's got a little tail. He moves around quite nicely, but they paddle, they don't walk yet. He still has a little bit of his umbilical cord too, which Mom cuts at birth herself. And she's getting a little nervous. She wants her babies back. Here you go, Mama. And babies are nursing right now. They're attached to Mama. She's got 2 babies under her and another one paddling around here. And this
Roz,
is little
did
Connie.
we not have a problem when we first got the kittens? Mama was not tending to them for some reason?
And when the kittens first came in, Mama Cat was still in labor. Three kittens came in, and she wasn't feeding them. So we got a group of volunteers here that were all sitting around bottle feeding these little babies, making sure that they had enough fluid and enough sugar in their systems to survive. Mama Cat came in, and we had to take her to the vet and get her some medicine to help her delivery, and she delivered her 4th baby here.
And you were the midwife.
And I was the midwife. I helped her. And we had that little baby still had the sac that the mama didn't know how to open, so I had to do that for her. And we got the baby breathing, and this actually is the baby. This is Connie. As you can see, she's got a good set of lungs, and she is doing very well. Do you want to put her on the floor? She's moving around, and she's doing a great job. Mama had to spend a nice quiet night by herself. I took the babies home, and I bottle fed them all through the night, every hour and a half, these little guys. Brought them back in the morning, and Mama Cat then was able to start nursing her baby. She was wet rested, and she felt much better and safer. When cats don't feel safe, they will have a hard time. So they need to feel that they're in a safe environment to deliver and to take good care of their babies.
Now is Mama Kitty staying here?
Mama Kitty is coming home with me today.
Oh, good.
We left her here in the shelter in a safe place in our quarantine room for a couple of days, so she had a quiet place and she could bond with her babies. And now she's going to come home to my house. I have a room set up that's all quiet. She'll be by herself, and she'll get good food, and I'll be watching.
Because
Make
normally,
sure everything goes right.
and normally kittens don't stay here, correct? They usually
No,
just
kittens don't stay here because they're too vulnerable. They are too prone to infection, and they need a lot of watching.
So this was just an exception that the kittens were here.
Yes, and we kept good watch on them for the last 2 days. People were in here keeping a good eye on everybody, and Mom was making sure Mom nursed.
Look at that. Oh boy. Nature at work.
Nature at work.
Look at that, Mama.
And that's the best place these kittens can be is with Mama, and we were just so happy that Chloe accepted her babies, and they are very happy. And they started gaining weight. They were about 3.5 ounces at birth, and they're now between 4 and 5 ounces. So they started gaining weight, and you can see how Mama's holding her little babies all snuggled up. She keeps them warm too, because they can't maintain their own body temperatures at this point, not until they're about 2 weeks old. So Mom's body keeps them warm, and
So when they take a nap, they're all snuggled in?
They're all snuggled in. And you can see how close they are to her. And 3 of them are nursing, 3 of them are attached, and one, she has her paws around. She's hugging.
That is so cute.
So cute.
Now, is Mama going to go up for adoption here, or is she going back to the original owner? Has that been decided yet?
Yes, the original owner, because Mom was having such difficulties, they did bring her in here to be with the babies and for us to help her. And when the babies are old enough, and they're about 7 to 8 weeks, she will go back to her owner.
Great.
Very
Great.
nice. Nice story there. Thank you so much, Roz.
You're welcome.
Now don't change that channel.
And we're also going to help the family get Mom spayed. So
Oh, that's very nice.
it's a good happy ending for everybody.
Thank you. Now, let's
Excellent.
change that channel. We're going over to another foster home and see some more kitties. We are now at another house of a foster care volunteer, and I'd like to introduce to you Jackie.
Hi, I'm Jackie, and this is Ellie Mae McNeil. And she came to us yesterday because her mom supposedly abandoned her. She fits in really well with the guys that I got the day before, and they think that they're brothers and sisters. Ellie eats very well. She meows, she purrs, she poops and she pees, and she's an absolute precious gem. She's about 2.5 weeks old, we think.
So she can poop and pee on her own.
Yes.
Whereas the
Oh, well, no, I have to
you
stimulate
simulate,
her.
just like Roz, when we spoke to Roz, she does the same procedure. So they
And-
all have to be stimulated.
Yes, and then we have, this is, I have to think of this one's name, I just named them yesterday. This is part of the D litter, and these little guys, their mom got killed by a car and they were found in a truck. We tried to resuscitate the mom, but she had to be euthanized. These guys are about 3 weeks old, and they're doing very well with eating. I now put the wet cat food into their milk, and they prefer it much better than just the KMR. This guy, I'm trying to think of his name. This is Dash Devereaux, and he's the biggest of this litter,
He is.
and he's doing well. He's not pooping yet, though, so. We're giving him a little bit of a medicine to maybe help him along with that. And this is Dobie Long Kenobi. And he's one of the littlest of the litter, but he's picked up with eating today. He did a great job with his lunch. And he's learning to suck a lot better too. And then we have this little one who just pooped. I was thrilled, had his lunch and pooped and peed. And this is Drew McDuffie. And these guys all had to have D names because they're part of the D litter.
Which is the D litter.
The D litter because we have A, B, C, and when these came to us, they're Ds. And little Ellie was the only one of the E litter. And a couple of little girls at the shelter named her Ellie, so I wanted to keep that in honor of them, and I added Ellie McBeal. And they purr now, and they didn't purr when they first came to me. I love it.
Now, where do you keep them during the day?
Usually they're on the table with this under, and they're in their little carriers. This is the first day I've let them actually out to walk around down on the floor. I wanted to keep them out of a draft, and I keep this warm bottle in with them, so their cage here, their little house is nice and warm. Look at this little one here, how fat she is. And this one here too. These two little guys are only 8 ounces, but they're going to do well. I feed them probably every 3 hours during the day. I'm finding at night they go 5 hours, which I think is wonderful. And then they chow down, and they go until I wake up in the morning. They usually get fed around 3 o'clock in the morning.
So these kittens are a little bit older than the kittens that Roz has.
And Jackie,
Yes.
why do you do this?
Well, I did it 3 years ago. I had 50 kittens in one summer and 3 or 4 moms, and I loved it. We tore the house down, and we were in a rental that I couldn't take any fosters in. And then we built the new house, and we just didn't do any fostering. And my cats are 14. They really don't like to be disturbed with any kitties. Once they get a little bit older, particularly, and they're running all around, my kitties get scared and don't like it. So when I got this opportunity, I just happened to be at the shelter, and Joan King, our president, brought these little guys here in, and I said, oh, I've got to do it. And then Roz called yesterday that we had another one, and we said, well, let's see if we could integrate Ellie in with the D litter, and it's like old home week. They smelled each other, and that was it. They're fine. They don't know the difference.
So if anybody out there would like to be a foster care mom or dad, please call our hotline.
It's fun.
It's a lot of fun.
It is a lot of work, though.
Now I called this show Kittens, Kittens, Kittens. Well, we have another house to go to. Let's see some more kittens. Thanks so much, Jackie, for
You're
showing us some
welcome.
little kittens, and good luck.
You're welcome.
I promised you more kittens, and here we are. I'd like to introduce you to Jane. Jane does foster many, many kittens for People for Cats, and she brought 4 today. Jane, tell us a little bit about these kittens.
Well, these kittens are about 6 weeks old now. I've got their mama at the house and them. They're eating baby kitty food, and they like it very much.
Oh, good, they've graduated.
So they love their solid food. This little fellow here I call the wanderer. He likes to wander around and just investigate. He likes to wander around and investigate.
Wonderful.
I've had them in a cage all together,
Yeah?
and as soon as I open the door,
He's the leader?
he's, oh, there's a place to go. I'll take a step and go see what's out there.
Oh, cute. He's the leader of the pack.
And he's funny because he'll step over the little opening and then meow, meow, meow. Take a couple of steps and go again. And then Blackie here, he's the brave one that will decide, okay, I'm gonna follow him. He's going somewhere besides right here. Let's see where he's going.
Oh, cute.
And he's a darling little cutie pie too. Blackie, turn around so they can see you.
And do they do their pee and poop by themselves?
They're doing poop by themselves. They pee once in a while. I still stimulate them once in a while because
Oh, all right.
they'll be in there meowing a lot.
Yeah.
And I take them out of the cage most of the time, give Mama a rest because she doesn't need to nurse them anymore.
All right.
Because they are eating people food.
Yeah, right.
They're eating
They're eating their
Big
wet
boy.
food. Their wet cat food.
big kitty food.
Yeah, big kitty food.
And this one I call Squirrel.
Oh,
I think he
doll.
looks like a squirrel. Everyone else is a chipmunk.
what a doll.
But he is adorable. And when I get on the floor to play with them,
Yeah.
he's the one that likes to climb up my pant leg. Inside my pant leg.
Oh,
Climb up my leg.
How sweet.
Get in there and be nice and warm up my leg.
How sweet.
But he's such a cutie pie.
And what's his name?
I call him a squirrel.
Oh, Squirrel. All right, Squirrel. That's cute. That is so cute.
The thing
And the
is,
other one?
we've got several litters. This is the first one for the spring, so they're the A litter. So all their names begin with A.
Yes.
But my nicknames for them are different.
Oh, okay, that's cute. And the 4th one?
And the 4th one is all gray. This one's all gray. And this one's more laid back than the others. He kind of waits till everyone else is out
Oh.
wandering around, and then he kind of meows and goes, hey, I'm all by myself in
So
here.
he takes his time.
Yes.
They're all males?
I think they're all boys.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody said that one was a female, but I think that's the next litter.
Uh-huh. Oh, how cute.
Yeah, I think
So they're all doing very well.
they're all fluffy as can be,
Fluffy,
cute as can be,
friendly.
friendly. They love being handled.
So they have about 4 more weeks before they can be adopted.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
but they're cute.
So if you'd like to foster kittens, please call our hotline. And thank you so much, Jane, for showing us your little kittens.
Fluffy little babies.
Yeah, today we did receive a call from a woman that has 3 mama cats and with their kittens on her property. So we'll be sending Trapper Jean over there to evaluate the situation, and you'll see that on our next show. Thank you for supporting Few for Cats. Have a good day.
What do you do when you're scared inside? When all of your feelings just seem to collide. Emotions just seem to let go. All of your tears always follow. All of these things that you're feeling deep down, and you realize that you're calling out loud. I love thee, rescue me, shine your light, lead me home. Lord, all I need is your love. I love thee, rescue me, shine your light, lead me home. Lord, all I need is your love. Rescue me. Rescue me. La 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 la, la 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 la. What do you do when the path leads nowhere? When you need someone to be there. Now you're afraid of what's gonna come, and now there's nowhere to run. All of these things that you're feeling deep down, then you realize that you're calling out loud. I love thee, rescue me, shine your light, lead me home. Lord, all I need is your love. I love thee, rescue me, shine your